Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so Luka Doncic made his debut yesterday, and I was pretty dang pleased with what I saw. The continuity in the ball movement is what ultimately I was most thrilled with. You gotta, take into account that he's not quite where he's going to be in terms of recovering from his injury. Of course, this is his first day back since Christmas. It's first time playing with Bron outside of maybe an all-star game or two. So this is like one of those situations where you look at Luka and say, man, not bad at all for your debut, fresh off injury. That's the people calling you out of shape. I thought he looked out of shape, but his game is not predicated on being in shape. That's what makes Luka so cool. It takes some getting used to watch him move at a slow pace, and then to see the players around him try to, are running past him. But what you understand in watching a lot of highlights of Luka is that that's a pace he wants to run at, and he can make it so that even though everything is going on fast around him, he can keep up with the pace, he can control the pace, and ultimately he can make it so that other people are feeding off of him even though he's not moving so fast himself. And as he gets in better shape, I'm sure he'll be able to speed up a little better. I really want him to put on strength personally. I think if he puts on strength, he'll be most pleased with himself. It's that way he can just bully people around, more upper body, more lower body strength, just, be able to bully people a bit more. And if he can do that with his already natural 6'7", 6'8" frame, it's a wrap. He's going to really be unstoppable in a different kind of way than he's been able to show. And with him being a top 3 player, that's very, very, very unstoppable. It's essentially what I see there. So, yeah, that's what I want to see him do, is just kind of learn to love being in the gym in a different way. Put on that muscle, man. Put on that strength. You know what I mean? He can do that. I believe he can do that. I think it's not like his body's incapable of getting strong or like, ripped up. He can get ripped up. He just has to put in the work and believe it's worth doing. And so, and not give himself any excuses or say it's cool that he's not or none of that. Just get in there and work and let the chips fall where they may. And if he does that with his talent already in place, if he becomes a workout warrior, you're talking about somebody that's going to potentially be one of the, vying for an opportunity to be the greatest player to ever play. Him, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. You're going to be putting all them people in the same conversation because that's the level of talent that Luka Doncic actually possesses. It's like we always talk about Shaquille looking back on it like, what if Shaq would have been like Ben Wallace? What if Shaq would have taken his body serious like Giannis does? How much more dominant would he have been if he would have been ripped up? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to say the same thing about Luka. And given the fact that Luka's 25 with a lot of time ahead of him, if he can start the process now, he'll be ripped by the time he's 31. It may not take that long per se, but like to really be in the ridiculous type of shape that a human being can get into, you can give it about 6 years of pure good nutrition and good fitness intensity. You know what I mean? A fitness program. Man, Luka could be better than he is right now at 25. And so that's what I have in mind for Luka. I don't know what he has in mind for himself. I don't know, from day to day, does he want to make the changes necessary? Does he see it necessary to do so? That's on him, you know what I mean? We all have our own dreams for ourselves. But for me, if I'm trying to maximize my potential in this league and maximize my earning dollars, if I know I got the best, I'm better than everybody, basically, then the only thing left for me to do is measure myself against myself. And where do I improve? In the areas where I'm weak. Where am I weak? My conditioning level. So it's like, that's really what it is. If you can beat everybody when you're out of shape, then it's not you measuring yourself against others. It's about you measuring yourself against yourself, so that in doing so, you get in shape. And so that's what it's about, in my opinion. I think he's going to do that. I think he'll be motivated to do that on his team. I like what the Lakers did in regards to putting him in a position to have his pregame routine in place. He's playing his music from Serbia, and all of that is good for him. Having his team here, we welcome his team of trainers and stuff like that, and his boys, his crew. That's a good thing, just like we would do with anybody else. We want them to feel at home. We're gonna want them to be able to bring all of their people with them, not just come by himself and then just get worked into what we're doing. We want your people to feel like they're at home as well, and that's the precedent the Lakers want to set going forward. So I like it for him. I like it for us. I think yesterday was the most joy I've seen him have while being here. I think, you could start seeing, like, it's one thing to get traded and you get traded to a team and you have an outside perception of what they're doing. You've been trying to beat them and all of that. He's a Dallas Maverick, right? You look at the Lakers from outside in, you hear what people say, you get in here and it's like, damn, I don't necessarily want to be anywhere other than where I was. But then you start seeing the team playing great ball and you're on your sideline watching them, and then without Anthony Davis, and they're still smoking past people, and you keep sitting there every game and they keep blowing people out, and it gets to a point where it's like, well, damn, man, like, what can I contribute to this situation? And in doing so, how high is our ceiling? You know what I mean? That's what you have to start wondering if you're Luka. How high is our ceiling? If this team playing like this without me, well, damn it, if I come in here and I'm my best, we're out of here. We out. We're going to championship. And so that's what I think Luka's starting to realize. I was sitting over there looking as they would pan over him throughout the course of the time he's been on this team, these last 3 games or whatever it's been. And every time they pan to him, he has a look on his face that either like he's spaced out to what just happened, or he's looking around trying to get acclimated, but it's like, it's not quite there. But the more and more these games progress, the more and more the Lakers are winning, the more he continues to see how the fans are reacting to him and all of that, and the energy is coming around him, the less unhappy he looks to me. And it seems to me that the healing process is underway. It seems to me that what the buttons the team is pressing around him is giving him the best possible comfort during these difficult times. And I just think that we're in a good space with Luka. I know the trade for Mark Williams didn't go through. Maybe it does after what's being alleged right now, that the Lakers may have to deal with the league in regards to this. If they find the Lakers did something wrong, maybe they make us do the trade over. They may even allow us to amend the trade against the rules so that we could take some stuff back off of the table and make the trade happen. Maybe a pick swap probably comes back our way or something like that, and we still go through with the trade. I think it's a win-win, low-key for me. As a Laker fan, I think it's a win-win. Because if I don't get Mark Williams, then I've saved myself an opportunity at a player that's probably going to not be able to be who I need him to be long-term. And I wouldn't give up all my picks and stuff like that. If they force us to do this trade, we get our center. And right now, which is every bit as important as what we're doing, given the fact that we have made moves to get Luka and have LeBron on this timeline and the way the team's playing right now, I don't know that we're not Mark Williams away from being in the finals. I don't know we're not. And the way that he's been playing, however healthy they found him to be, last time I saw him on the court, he was dominating consistently throughout the course of the month of January. So it's like, am I really losing if they force me to take Mark Williams back? Yeah, long term I am, because I'm out of my pick or whatever it is it's going to cost us if they allow us to in the trade. The reality is my short term increases dramatically because now I get Mark Williams, and what he's been over the last month is somebody you want on your team, at least for the short term. Now, do I have this depreciating center on my team who's got problems that are probably going to span to the future, and now no picks for which to make things happen? All of that is cool in my mind, because at the end of the day, the kid is 23. So whatever he's projected to be, we just got to be extremely careful with him. And it's not like we're not used to that. We got LeBron James and Anthony Davis who've been managing for the last 6 years. We know how to care for people that are not exactly healthy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think we got more experience with that than a lot of teams. See how Vando came back looking great right now, and how long we had to wait for him to come back. We've been dealing with injuries, and we know how to manage them. We know how to be careful with superstars and players like that, star level guys, probably better than a lot of teams right now based on our experience with this right now. So I trust us with Mark more than I trust Mark in most organizations. If he's going to be a depreciating asset that only probably has a shelf life of like 6 or 7 years of career, I think he'd probably be better here for himself than he would anywhere else. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we want to pay the price tag that we're willing to get him. But I don't think us bringing him into our organization forcefully is a loss when you consider what we're trying to do right now and what his piece could potentially mean. Now, and it's even better because if the problem that we had in mind really was that we were overpaying. So if they make us allow us to amend the deal and we could take back something, take the pick equity off the table and just be able to trade him for Dalton and Cam, the salary, oh, shoot. Now we're talking about getting him at the price tag that ultimately everybody would have been pleased with any damn way. Win, 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 win. All the way around. And so that's the best case scenario for the Lakers. With respect to all of us who love to have Dalton stay here, I would just want to make the trade, move Dalton, move Cam, and give me back Mark and take the pick equity off the table. Now, I think that doesn't make it worth it for the Charlotte Hornets because the whole point is for them to get the pick equity. So I'm talking about best case scenario for me and my team. For Charlotte and what we may think is fair, maybe you just only taking off the swap and give them the first unprotected or maybe put some protections on the pick, that kind of thing. But maybe pull Dalton off the table since I'm not really sure if you actually need him for the salary. I really don't know how that works. I have to check. I think Dalton's only making like a rookie $2 million, something like that, right? I don't know. But whatever the case may be, the point is, best case scenario for us is that we get Mark for a price that we like, that makes sense for the risk that we're taking on. And so if we can have all that, that's us having our cake and eating it too. So I don't find myself feeling like I gotta win when I'm praying that we sign Alex Len. No disrespect to Alex Len, but based on my timeline, which is win now, with LeBron still in place playing like a top 5 player, and now Luka Doncic coming in, having handpicked Mark himself from what has been reported, I don't think us not getting Mark is really what's best for us this year at all. Even if he's going to be a depreciating asset, in the short term, you probably need that piece to get to the ceiling that you want to reach. And if he's not out for the season or potentially about to, be out for the season, and he could continue playing the way he's been playing this season for us, that 38 points, 12, 13 rebounds ceiling that he has is potentially too much for the league to deal with when coming up against us. Potentially too much. So at this point, if they don't ask us to, if they don't force us to do that trade over, I'm fine with that. Keep our stuff, deal with what we're dealing with anyway. If they force us to do that trade, I'm good with that because I want that center on my team in the short term. I need that piece, I believe, to win a championship. I think we're a hell of a team right now, but I don't have us beating certain teams because they're just going to be too damn tall. That's just really what it comes down to. But, yeah, that's my point of view. I think Charlotte Hornets are kind of weird for how they're handling this. What they said was essentially that we aggressively pursued the player, and they made the difficult decision to make the trade, and now are fighting for the opportunity to make the trade aggressively when we decided to go back on it. If you love Mark so damn much, why are you trying so hard to move him in a deal that we already told you we cool on? Now, granted, the answer may be because you've depreciated his value in a sense by telling the entire league that he's not healthy. All right. But is this going to undo that reputation? I think that reputation was already in place about Mark Williams well before this trade was ever made. Anybody that's ever heard of Mark Williams knows that he's had injury issues. So it's not like we're sitting there saying, oh, okay, well, we've just ruined this kid's trade value. His trade value probably wasn't that great outside of our desperation for a center, which is why you want to move him so bad. So I think you doing this makes it look worse because now you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth, Charlotte. You're essentially saying on one hand that you never really wanted to move him, but we gave you an offer you couldn't refuse. But now when we decided to refuse that offer or go back on that offer, suddenly you both can't wait to bring the player back into your organization and want to dispute the refusal of the trade on our end. I took that Mark Williams welcome home statement as not really a welcome home to Mark Williams, but a, hey, look at us, we're welcoming Mark Williams home. We never wanted to let him go. I actually don't think they give a damn what that kid thinks of their organization. That's what the tea leaves tell me. They would have just as well gave him the finger, but they didn't want us to see them give him the finger. You see what I'm saying? They didn't actually apologize to the kid. They apologized through the kid because we were watching them with the Laker eyes that everybody is paying attention to since it's a Laker trade. See, we treat our players right. We never wanted to give them away. Look at us. Look how welcome we are for bringing Mark back in. They put their arm around his neck and bring him back in, and when nobody's watching, they put him in a headlock type thing. I don't deal with that energy. I don't take that seriously. That release of a statement in regards to Mark, if I'm Mark Williams' family, I don't take that seriously. I don't think that they actually want that kid in their uniform. They don't value him at all. They just want people to think they do. And for that, they foul. And so Charlotte deserves better than what that front office is bringing to the table right now. That part is clear to me. Regardless if this trade went one way or another, I don't think they've handled this in a way that makes them look as if they on the up and up. You don't see us releasing some statement saying, oh, we value Dalton so much, we want to bring him back. The Charlotte Hornets provided us a center we so desperately need and heavily pursued Dalton. And well, we ain't going through them hoops. No, that's stupidity, man. We ain't doing that. You know why we're not doing that? Because it's phony. The Lakers reserve the right to trade any player they got. And bring them back just the same if the trade don't work out. Like, this ain't no situation where we got to appeal to the feelings of the player. These are grown men making millions of dollars. You know what time it is. You know what game he set up for. You're in the NBA, brother. You can get traded 30 times. You understand what I'm saying to you? Ain't nobody apologizing to you for that. Hell no. Trying to reincorporate you back into the locker room. You're 23 years old. I get it. You may not feel too strongly about getting traded, but damn it, these is billionaires moving their money around as they see fit, bro. You in that game. You in their arena. And you understand that. So why are one of them, while all of us are watching, acting like you hold so much value to them when they couldn't wait to get rid of you one way or another? Talking out both sides of their mouth. That's because they know people are watching them. And this is what they think makes them look better when they don't have no clue. Just like that Dallas Mavericks owner doing something similar in a different fashion. He doesn't have any clue what makes him look good, but he's just spewing off nonsense. Kicking Luka Doncic on the way out the door as if that makes any damn sense. Nonsense. And so that's what I see. It's just out of touch people trying their very best to connect with people that they don't understand at all on what it is that we respect. And furthermore, making themselves look even worse. They do better to shutting their mouth. Both of them. The Charlotte representatives and the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. You'd probably be best just not releasing any statements on what it is you're talking about. So yeah, that's my point of view. I think that Mark Williams situation, I hope he finds his way. I hope they're forced to buy him out. That's the best thing for that kid. Since they want so badly to get rid of him, they don't, you know what I mean? They so worried about his value. If it turns out they did something wrong in this situation, they should be forced to buy him out. He should be forced to be bought out. Get him off of the team. Y'all want him off the team so bad, get him off the team. And let him sign with the Los Angeles Lakers as a free agent or something. Collective bargaining agreement, of course, will probably have that being something that ain't possible. Although I think $12 million is the maximum. He's probably making like $9 million a year. So maybe he would be somebody Lakers could sign based on the circumstances with collective bargaining agreement. But I'm not really sure about that. But the point is, he shouldn't have to go back and do a Charlotte uniform at all. He shouldn't have to put that thing on again. He should not have to put that uniform on. Because they obviously don't have his best interest at heart. They can't wait to move him. But they want everybody to think that they ain't serious about moving him, but are serious about getting back at the Lakers for aggressively pursuing him and then we reneging on the deal. If we're aggressively pursuing something so hard that we need it so bad, then why would we renege on the deal if it means so much to us that we just go ahead and overpay for a player who's proven to play well when he's healthy? You want to say long term he's not healthy? That makes sense on the surface. But right now, what we just saw was him balling out. We need that piece in the short term. So it's a lot of things about this situation that just, if I'm Charlotte, I'm saying, yeah, on the surface, that makes all the sense in the world. Lakers pursued him because they need him. And then they found something in there and they changed their mind. Or they decided they changed their mind and, had cold feet on the return that we were supposed to receive. All that looks great on the surface, but you releasing those statements about that player and how you so excited about bringing him in make you look crazy. It make you look like you're doing some devious stuff. You're trying to cover your backside when you know you did some stuff that we all know you shouldn't have done. That's what it looked like. At Charlotte, it's tough because somebody mentioned this and I agree with it. They don't have ESPN speaking about Charlotte. They're going to likely run with the Laker narrative. Whatever the narrative is for us, it's probably what's in the best interest of the big market. Propaganda pushes. I get that. The last thing people are going to think about the Charlotte Hornets is how they messed up the Laker trade. However that looks. People are going to talk about the Lakers left and right. But the moment you talk about the Charlotte Hornets next, they're going to be remembering this. So it's like anything that shines a Laker light on a small market team like that is going to be a lasting thing that hurts their team. I get it. But you're not helping yourself while everybody's watching you doing this. You know what I'm saying? That don't help. Like panicking. Oh my God, it's happening type meme. That's how they're acting over there. Like, how about you just reel it in and just say, look, the Lakers decided they didn't want to go forward with this player. We were looking forward to making the trade with the Lakers. We were reluctant to find that they made that decision to not go along with what they saw. We are looking to dispute this matter. For the time being, we welcome Mark Williams back into our organization to be a part of what it is we're doing. And that's all you got to say. You ain't got to do all this, the other side, the other team. What is that? Like that little passive-aggressive, sassy, whatever they were doing in that statement, made them look a lot worse. A whole lot worse. Salty because we didn't go along with the scam is what you make yourself look like, if I'm being honest with you. Like the other side pursued him, but then they found something over there that ultimately we was hiding, and now we salty about it because we really wanted to scam them out of these picks. Like, that's the only thing that you sent, the message you sent to the rest of it. That's all you sent, Charlotte. It's the only message you sent. But look at us, we love this kid. See, come on back. We excited about you. Like, nobody's buying that either. Just look like a bunch of tired scam artists that have been caught in the act. That's literally it. And then furthermore, want to run more scam on that kid Williams and his family. See, we never wanted to get rid of you. Yeah, just like you never wanted to hold on to him while he was hurt. Get out of here, man. We ain't interested. We ain't not interested. And so that's what I got to say to Charlotte Hornets. Y'all sad, man. You're going to stay sad because of stuff like this. It looked like you were on the right track trying to hoard picks. But the truth of the matter is, you could have just played that kid out for the rest of the season, tried to move him in the offseason. Because he was playing great. You're not doing nothing. He had a starting spot. He was averaging big numbers, big rebounds in. His value's going to go up, 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 and up. If they had more of a sample size of showing him play well like he's been showing, and he isn't, in fact, damaged goods, and he was probably going to play like this for the rest of the season for y'all. As to which you can try again in the offseason, and with further evidence of him playing well for an extended period of time will likely offset the risk concerns that otherwise would be found in a failed test. But because you only have a small sample size of him actually playing at a high level, and more of a sample size of him not being on the floor for injury purposes, it gives more evidence of the contrary. So I think they handled this the wrong way in a numerous amount of ways, especially if they pursued the Lakers in regards to moving the kid. Hey, Lakers, we got a center. You know we need one. You need one bad, don't you? Here, take this guy. Like, that just looks bad. That looks phony all the way around at this point. Salute to Kobe, man. So, yeah, Charlotte, I don't know, man. Bad organizations stay bad when they move like this. That's God's honest truth, man. You just set your team back further and further and further and further, man. And if I'm LaMelo Ball, I'm sitting there like, okay. I'm gonna be in purple and gold soon enough. It's gonna be me and Luka after LeBron leave. That's what I'm saying. If I'm LaMelo, I ain't doing this with y'all. The moment I get a chance to get the hell out of here, I'm out. Brandon Miller, same thing. Stick around for what? For what? They can't even make a decent trade to get this center off my team when he's playing like an all-star. They ain't never gonna be able to put the stuff around me that I actually need. That's exactly what I'm thinking if I'm LaMelo Ball. Stuck here in Charlotte, man. Ain't nobody coming up here to play with me, and they can't even make a good up-and-up trade. Get me the hell out of this team, man. So that's my thinking. I think LaMelo should definitely be considering that. The Ball family should definitely be considering that. Get off of that team, bro. They ain't about nothing. Ain't gonna be about nothing. Never been about nothing. They could probably use, and I'm gonna say this, and there's gonna be some people upset about this, but they could probably use a moving to Vegas or something probably be best for that organization. It's just hard to get people to play in Charlotte, man. It just is what it is. It's very difficult, especially when the organization is run like that. You know, there's a few teams that know how to do it the right way. San Antonio, OKC, they know exactly how to play the small market game. But when you got front offices doing stuff like this, it's hard. It's hard. You're eating against your own deficiencies. Further eating away at what's not strong anyway, which is your ability to draw people in. Further pushing people away, making poor decisions, not being able to even capitalize on opportunities to get picks and stuff like this is not. It shouldn't. They shouldn't even try. I think they should probably move to Vegas. Honestly, I really think that, or maybe another bigger market. It's like somehow, because as long as that team is stuck up in Charlotte, it's gonna be hard to get people there, man. That's what I think, and you're gonna lose the people who are there. So I don't know, man. I think Charlotte was on to something when they tried to go for the picks, man. But you can't try to trade people damaged goods. You can't. And if you know there's a chance that kid is going to be failing a test, a health test, then you need to let the Lakers know that before you pull the trigger on a deal. You got to say, yo, hey, we're cool with what is going on with this kid, but I don't know that you will be, and we don't want the backlash of you reacting the way that you did, which is putting the trade away. We want that trade to go through. And so I think the Lakers on the right track, just saying, you know what, we found something in there we didn't like, and we're going to hold back, and, you know, we'll take our chances with Alex Lynn and whoever else, and we'll hold our picks and our players. Instead of just going through with this deal off of the pressure of the Charlotte Hornets, saying, well, we had a deal. No, we didn't, because you didn't keep up your end of the bargain. You're supposed to be giving me a healthy player. You're sending me this guy. You ain't right. You know it. So that's really what it is. I agree with my team. I know that I was listening to some Charlotte commentary a few days ago, and the dude was saying the Lakers are going to have to deal with the backlash from their fans. He ain't got no backlash from us. We're watching this whole situation. We understand what we're dealing with here. Like, literally. We understand what's on the line. We also understand what we're trying to balance in regards to the short and the long term. It can only make sense if he's healthy. The price tag barely makes sense even in the event he's healthy. So if you got a chance to get our assets back, ain't no Laker fan gonna be upset about that. We may want the center, but not bad enough he's gonna be hurt. Nah. Ain't no backlash over here. Now, if there's concerns that the Lakers probably should have been pursuing somebody else instead of him because of the health issues and stuff like that, you just say, well, the reality is we've been getting so many bad centers that's been the problem. We've been aiming for the bottom of the barrel for the last several years in terms of centers. We're not investing in the center position. So in the event you see an opportunity to get a higher level center than what's on the market for us, that aligns with what it is that we ultimately have been asking you to do for the last several years. So that's the context from which, for why they ain't gonna get no backlash on this. Because the other options that we had at the center position, they weren't really that great. They're not better than the upside of a 23-year-old Mark Williams when he's healthy. So most of us don't want us to turn away from an opportunity like that so that we can go for the Clint Capella or something like that. No. Because we're trying to make ourselves good enough to win a championship right now and have players in place that are going to help us throughout the course of the future. So, like, most of the fans here understand that fully. And so we want Rob to take a chance at the better, younger center. Not pivoting away because of the potential risk when you say you've done your due diligence and found there was no risk, which is what he released initially to us. So it's like, no, we don't want to pivot away from that. That's a good deal. We get to match a 23-year-old center with our 25-year-old superstar and LeBron James. That's better than me going after Clint Capella or Vucevic. You know what I'm saying? That's like, nah, I don't want to pivot away from Mark Williams toward Vucevic just because it's the last minute and something could potentially go wrong. I don't expect nothing's going to go wrong. Now that it has, okay, but like that was a risk worth taking, in my opinion, based on the specifics of our situation and the context from which we're trying to operate. So it's like, nah, I think the Charlotte guy who said that, I don't think he really understood. Hell no, the Lakers fans don't want us to pivot away from a good opportunity at a good center because we keep on bringing in bad centers. That's the point. We need them to invest in the center position in a reasonable way. And this was going to give us an opportunity to have that in place. It's the only place I would have told Rob to go. If he would have gotten Jonas Valanciunas, and you turn around and tell me that Charlotte called about Mark Williams and you didn't take that call because you were concerned about what could go wrong, that's backlash. That's where the backlash comes. Not from him taking that opportunity, but for him missing from it. So that's the truth about that. For those who are wondering how Laker fans are looking at the situation, that's exactly how we're looking at the situation. You got to go forward with the best possible opportunity at the best possible center for our last remaining picks and stuff like that. Because we're working with a little, so we need a lot. So if you can get me a guy who's on the verge of breaking out, then obviously when we do retrade him, whenever we retrade him, we're going to get more for him. So that's a worthy, buying low on a guy who's may have some injury issues. Might not be seen as something that the Lakers shouldn't be doing at all by Laker fans. So that's my point of view. I think that's how most of Laker Nation are taking it based on what I've been looking at. None of us are mad at Rob Pelinka for this. Hell no. We're looking at the Charlotte Hornets like you try to sell us a lemon. You try to sell us a lemon, and now y'all run this bad business on top of that. That's what we see. Ain't nobody mad at the Lakers. We're mad at the Charlotte Hornets front office. That's the consensus here in LA with this situation. So I just wanted to put a little commentary on that. If everything's on the up and up, then it shouldn't be no problem for them to take Mark Williams back. We keep Dalton Connect. Cam Reddish probably get waived or whatever happens there, but he stays on our end to have his rights. And give him our pick back. Both of our picks. Swap, first, unprotected. They should not have any of that if Mark Williams is not projected to be a center that can be for our future. They shouldn't have any of that. I'm sorry, they shouldn't. That's what the ability to rescind trades is all about. So that when we see something we don't like, we can back out and not have to forego anything and take back something we don't believe is any good. I don't see the problem. I really don't see the problem. And if Charlotte, again, like they said, are so excited about bringing Mark back in and we pursued him so strongly and they just had to make the difficult decision of making the move, then why are they fighting so hard for the return and to kick him out? That's the question. And they're excited to bring him back in and to take him back in without any concern. But you're so excited about that return that you love that over Mark, then why didn't you say that in your little statement? See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, man, nobody paying Charlotte no attention, bro. That's why y'all ass is staying in the basement. Because y'all keep on doing stuff that you ain't got no business doing. Toying around with the big dogs like us, knowing damn well that we're going to bring attention to y'all that you don't know how to handle. When you try to do business with us, it better be on the up and up because everybody's watching. That's really what it comes down to. You in a league with us. You got something that we could use and you want to make that call, you better make sure it's in good condition, bro. Because as soon as you look the Lakers' way, there's going to be a million people talking about you. Look at the Charlotte's doing. Look what Charlotte's doing. And that's what it would have come down to. Try to run a fast one or whatever they were trying to do. Trying to get over whatever you want to do. You're going to do it while everybody's watching. That don't make much sense. You probably should have ran that on somebody else. Run that on the Indy. Ain't nobody paying attention to what's going on in Indy. You know what I'm saying? Run that on Sacramento. Ain't nobody paying attention to what's going on in Sac. Don't run that crap on the Lakers. Because then everybody looks in your direction, just like this. So that's how I feel about that situation. I just think Charlotte bit off way more than they could chew with their greed. They want so bad to get rid of something they knew he wasn't healthy. They know that. He's playing well. It's trade deadline. Let's get off of him before he get hurt again. Lakers need a center. Let's call the Lakers. You know damn well there's something in that thing that we ain't going for. You know that. I know that. But you went for it anyway. You made the call, and now the whole world's watching you. So yeah, man, that's it, man. That's how I feel about the Charlotte Hornets. They put themselves in this position. I don't feel sorry for them no kind of way. They fan base tired of them. Listen to people talking about they tired of the fan. They tired of Charlotte. Everybody's tired of Charlotte. You know what I mean? It's the truth. They fan base ain't even really mad at Rob Pelinka that much. They mad at them. Like, is this what we doing? That's what I see in the comment section. Y'all can't get it. We can't have nice things. Now nobody gonna want to do a deal with us because of y'all. Like, that's the general consensus. Ain't nobody really mad at the Lakers, not on either side. The only people mad at the Lakers is the front office of the Charlotte Hornets for the Lakers being smart enough to renege on something that they didn't feel comfortable with. Trying to run a fast one on my franchise, that's it. Ain't deeper than that. So yeah, that's about as much commentary as I'll give that situation. I wish Mark well, man. I still welcome Mark on our team someday. I'd love to have him at 23 years old. Buying low on a player like him makes a lot of sense to me, especially with how he's playing. You get him here, you're happy to have him. You deal with the injury issues as they come. Worst case scenario, you have him on tab hurt and now using the same stuff you're using right now, waiting for him to get back. You know? Best case scenario, he doesn't get hurt at all and he's playing great. When you're off and running toward a championship or maybe multiple ones. You know what I mean? So I don't see much of a lose here. If the league forces us to do this trade, I'm concerned about what the Lakers found in the circumstances there with the report. I'm concerned about what's in there, but like, it's not like this is just some devastating thing either way. Not really. And I don't know what's up. You know, Dalton Connect doesn't look like he's too happy with the Lakers. His body language is off, naturally and rightfully so. 24-year-old getting traded, or 23 years old rather getting traded. But like, I think if once he gets back down there with the team a little bit, he'll shake that off. He'll be all right. Hopefully, you know. I don't know how much pride a young rookie's supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? You haven't proven yourself. Most of the time we saw you ain't really played that great. So it ain't like you've just been done so wrong, fam. Like, I respect it that you have a right to feel however you want to feel, but don't, think that the Lakers just rejected you. This is an opportunity for us to complete our team, and Charlotte liked you enough to want to take you, and damn it, that makes a lot of sense for our franchise. It doesn't mean you're not a great player or potentially somebody who could really help our team. This is, we need a center right now really badly, and you're what they asked for. So he can feel unhappy about it, but I would like that not to linger, you know what I'm saying? Or like that not to affect the chemistry on the team. As him sacking around being sad, like, I don't think that's going to be taken well. He ain't earned that. You're on the team with some superstars, little bro. You ain't earned that. You know what I'm saying? You're not playing well enough to even be like that. To even feel that way. You're not. So that's what I would say to Dalton's Connect. Like, I want to be sensitive to his situation. I don't think I feel much better than him, especially at his age. But like, at some point in time, you got to say, well, I'm on the team with LeBron James and Luka Doncic. This is a blessing. However that played out, this is the path I'm on, and it's a hell of a lot better than going to Charlotte. You know what I mean? So let me just be happy that this trade ain't going through and continue to pray that they don't force it through, so I can be in the better of the two spots. Because at the end of the day, him walking around Lakers land salty because he got traded. Bro, you didn't get traded. And you should be thanking your lucky stars that you didn't, because you ain't going to be in Charlotte because of it. So that's what I would tell him, man. Let that burn, heal up from that, and then get back to your game and prove to us why we should be less less likely to trade you in the future. Because it was your poor play that made it easy to do, to be honest with you. We know what your ceiling is, but you don't bring it every night like that. And that's the truth. That's why people think that it's okay to move you for whatever the hell we need. Because we need you to be better. A lot better. For what it is that our ceiling is. So I believe his talent level can display that. But if his attitude is going to be bad, he's not going to be anybody that we want to keep around past this season. If he's going to be like what he showed in the last game for the rest of the season, nah, he ain't going to be here much longer. You know what I mean? So you got to let that burn. Get over that. Get back to what it is that you were doing. You're part of this Laker team. You know what I mean? And you're not in Charlotte, and that's something to be thankful for. However this looks, that is something to be very thankful for. You know what I mean? And so that's what I would say to him. Don't let your ego further push you out the door when you got a second chance to be a Laker. It's a lot of players in your position that want to be in your position. And they take the path you on to be here, believe me. Ask Mark Williams. So that's really what it is. That's the truth about the situation. I feel worse for Mark Williams than I do for Dalton Connect. Dalton's going to be fine. It's Mark Williams that's having the trouble because he got to go back to Charlotte after thinking he was going to be a Laker. You know how devastating that is? You think you're going to get starting minutes with LeBron and Luka Doncic, and now you got to play with the Charlotte Hornets for the rest of the season? I wouldn't, man, it would be hard for me to go back to that locker room. It'd be very easy for me to walk back in there as Dalton Connect situation. If I were Dalton Connect, to be honest with you, I'd probably be very happy. I'd be walking around there slapping hands with everybody. Yeah, nah, I ain't get traded. Hell no, they ain't go through. Haha, yeah. I'd be the first guy off the bench clapping every time somebody shoot a ball and make a shot. You ain't gonna see me moping around. The worst scenario, I just got saved from. And if he can't recognize that, then he gonna be in Charlotte soon enough. So that's what I gotta say, man. That body language, especially with what Lucas just went through. I mean, ain't nobody really want to, you know what I mean? Nah, bro. Nah. If you gonna make his environment worse, that's when the Lakers are gonna start looking at you as a problem. I'm just gonna be honest. Nobody on this team should be moping around. If LeBron James can put on a number 77 shirt, let Luka be announced after him. We got LeBron James we talking about here, more or less saying, hey man, we want Luka to feel comfortable. We ain't about to have rookie Dalton Connect, who ain't playing well, but like once every 7 games, bringing the vibes down because he upset that he got traded. That ain't gonna work, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If LeBron gotta swallow some pride so Luka can feel comfortable, Dalton Connect gotta get over that trade and be happy to be here sooner than later, or we're gonna have a problem with him. His body language is rather, you know what I'm saying? Nah. Count your blessings, little bro. You could be in Charlotte, believe me. You should thank God you're not. And so that's my take on that, man. I just, you know, I didn't like the vibes that were coming off that kid yesterday. I understand. He got traded. I don't think I'd be happy either. But the body language got to be better for the circumstances that we're involved in here. We're trying to incorporate Luka, who's brokenhearted for being traded, into our situation in hopes he resigns, bro. That's what makes this make sense for everybody here. So far be it from Luke, you know, Dalton Connect to be somebody that we prioritize in regards to how he feels about stuff, man. No, absolutely not, bro. Get over that. So that's pretty much what I got to say to Dalton Connect, man. Get over that, bro. So anyway, that's my whole take on all of these things, man. I, as a Laker fan, I'm very excited about all of this, but I understand how sensitive the situation is. You got to get Luka to resign. So if it means not taking us Lemon back just because it's a center, that's probably a good thing. If it does mean bringing in that center that he asked you for, it's a good idea. Bring him in. But if for some reason you find yourself in a situation where Luka doesn't resign, now you're in a space where the team is on the decline. And Dalton Connect better play like a superstar at that point. So LeBron's about to retire. You see what I'm saying? It's like, nah, we need Luka to be happy, man. That's the most important thing besides winning the championship, is that Luka Doncic feels comfortable and in a space from which he feels like he can re-sign with us, man. That's it. Everything else, secondary or not important at all, man. BDL 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.